For the first time since 2015, a solo organ concert was held at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield. It featured a renowned organist who happens to also be a Chicopee native and whose performance left the audience in awe with her exceptional and versatile musical talent. Steve Kiltonick was at the concert and has Monica Czausz-Berney's story.
The last time we spoke with Monica Czausz was in 2009, when she was a Chicopee High School sophomore and playing her very first organ concert at the Assumption Church in Chicopee. Monica started taking organ lessons only a year earlier. That performance brought a standing ovation from the crowd. It was obvious that music could play a prominent role in her future. Fast forward 13 years to 2022. Monica Czausz-Berney is a rising star among young organ musicians. She is recognized as one of the top 20 organists in America under 30. Monica has been praised for her, quote, superior accomplishments, leadership, creativity, and innovative thinking, as well as displayed artistic mastery far beyond her years. Monica has performed in some of the most prestigious concert halls and cathedrals in America and England, including this past March when she made her debut at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles. On April 22nd, Czausz-Berney brought her considerable music talents to St. Michael's Cathedral for a concert headlining the 75th anniversary of the Springfield chapter of the American Guild of Organists, or AGO. Her meteoric rise to the top began early. Musically gifted since 6, Monica studied clarinet, flute, and piano and sang in the children's choir at Holy Name of Jesus School in Chicopee. Diane Runstrom, Monica's 8th grade music teacher and organist at Holy Name Church, recalls the first time she introduced her to the organ.
She sat at the organ, she moved her hands all over the keys, and she looked at me and she said, "I can do this. This is like having an entire orchestra at your fingertips."
Runstrom offered Monica beginner organ books and said she would practice for hours on end at Assumption after school. She suggested Monica attend a pipe organ encounter at Assumption College in Worcester.
I said, well, I don't have anything better going on. So she let me borrow her organ shoes. They were about 2 sizes too small.
Little did she know that week would set the course for her future career.
I didn't know anything about the organ, but I remember sitting there listening to students my age just doing amazing things and thinking, I could be good at this. I don't know what it was about the organ.
Monica asked Peter Beardsley, the organist at Christ Church Cathedral in Springfield, if he would give her lessons.
I asked her why she wanted to study the organ at her first lesson, and she said, "Because it's cool." I knew from the outset that she was an astounding talent. She came to me at 15. By 17, she was playing better than I ever have. She's just an amazing talent, certainly the finest I've ever had the privilege to teach.
Monica recalls there was little doubt about what she would pursue in college.
I think I would have had tremendous regret had I not tried. I had lots of mentors along the way in high school that kind of took me by the shoulder and said, you have a chance, you really have a chance.
After graduating in 2012, Czausz-Berney went on to Rice University, where she earned a combined bachelor and master's degree in organ performance, and later was the primary cathedral organist at Christ Church Cathedral in Houston. While still in college, Monica entered and won numerous first prize awards in local and national competitions. Her goal was to make it as a concert artist, so she performed throughout the U.S. and England, building a reputation by playing exciting, crowd-pleasing programs in large and small venues. Czausz-Berney's concert at St. Michael's was entitled Fanciful and Divine.
The idea that the organ can inspire feelings of God inside us, singing hymns along with an organ in person just like fills you with these feelings that are so hard to pinpoint. And yet the organ is also an orchestra. How can it be two such completely different things?
To illustrate her theme, the concert included a variety of sacred and secular styles, from traditional composers like Bach, Brahms, and Tchaikovsky to more contemporary composers like Naji Hakim and Nikolai Kapustin. The Cassavant organ at St. Michael's was the largest organ in Massachusetts when it was first installed in 1929, just a few days before the collapse of the stock market. With over 6,600 pipes, it's a true treasure of the diocese, but Monica wasn't afraid to push it to the max during her performance.
I think I have a real ear for the Cassavant sound because my very first concert at Assumption Church in Chicopee was a Cassavant as well. And that was the organ I was practicing on since day one. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful instrument to play. It is a challenge. She's an old girl, and she was never installed with a computer system.
Because of the organ's lack of computer memory, Monica enlisted Peter Beardsley to help her set the various sound combinations manually during her performance.
I love to play programs that people love to hear. It's colorful, it's exciting, it has Bach, it has Brahms, it has kind of, what you want, the meaty bits. There are a set of Lebanese dances, which are kind of toe-tapping and exotic. There are lots of opportunities to kind of dance. The opener is a really jazzy piece by a Ukrainian-born composer, Kapustin, which is very little known, but just is kind of a breath of fresh air. We'll close the program with an arrangement of Tchaikovsky's Scherzo from Symphony 6. It starts off as this kind of frantic flurry of notes and colors, and it eventually segues into a march that just kind of gets inside of you and makes you want to stand up and sing.
The audience was mesmerized by Monica's versatility, range, and the incredible sound she was able to coax out of the 93-year-old Casabon.
The Tchaikovsky transcription, nobody plays Tchaikovsky on the organ, so that was just stunning that she did that.
I want to break open everything that you think you know about what the organ is, because it has so much possibility. It blows my mind.
Monica's parents, Cindy and Ed Czausz, were also in the audience.
There's been a lot of concerts, there's been a lot of practices, a lot of competitions, and a lot of hours in church pews through the years, and it's been quite a journey.
It's a very proud moment. Yeah, she always puts on a good show. This was great to have her home, and so many of my family and friends and coworkers came, so it was a great way to share her talent.
Although she's a bit older, a bit wiser, and a lot more recognized, Monica hasn't forgotten her roots.
I'm excited to kind of have a homecoming and kind of give back to the community that shaped me. I owe so much to the Springfield chapter of the AGO. I credit them with raising me to be the organist I am.
Monica returned to St. Michael's last September to get married to her husband, Ryan. In between concerts, Czausz-Berney is the Director of Music and Artistic Ministries at King of Glory Lutheran Church in Dallas. Monica is living out her dream of performing on stage, as she so prophetically drew in 3rd grade. Although it's been nearly 13 years since her first concert, some things haven't changed, except for the crowds. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
If you missed this concert, Czausz-Berney will return to the area on October 16th when she performs a solo concert rededicating the 1892 Johnson & Son organ in the First Church of Munson. We have a link with more information at iobserve.org.